Let's compare scripture and history to show why celebrating Christmas is a sin. When Yahuwah your Elohim does cut off from before you the nations which you go to dispossess, and you dispossess them and dwell in their land, guard yourself that you are not a snare to follow them, after they are destroyed from before you, and that you do not inquire about their mighty ones, saying, how did these nations serve their mighty ones? And let me do so too. Do not do so to Yahuwah your Elohim, for every abomination which Yahuwah hates, they have done to their mighty ones, for they even burn their sons and daughters in the fire to their mighty ones. All the words I am commanding you, guard to do it. Do not add to it, nor take away from it. That's Deuteronomy 12:29-32. Yahuwah told the children of Yasharal not to inquire of the mighty ones of the other nations and to not serve him the way that they served their mighty ones. So with that being said, let's take a look at the origins of Christmas. This is an article from History.com explaining how many of the traditions and customs that are used to celebrate Christmas are actually taken from Saturnalia. The gift giving, the singing, the feasting, the decorations, all of it is from this ancient Roman festival called Saturnalia. Pause to read. So, with that being said, seeing as all the Christmas traditions are really just traditions of Saturnalia with the different name, obviously, the next question should be, what was Saturnalia and what was the reason for celebrating it? This article is from Encyclopedia Britannica. It says, Saturnalia, the most popular of Roman festivals, dedicated to the Roman god Saturn. The festival's influence continues to be felt throughout the Western world. So right off the bat, we see that Saturnalia was a festival dedicated to a false Roman mighty one. So all of these Christmas traditions is really just Saturn worship with a different name. Pause to read. Now I know those that celebrate are probably thinking they don't worship Saturn and that Christmas is about Christ and his birth and honoring him, and that, the decorating of trees and the presents and all the traditions are not what's important. But the thing that we need to realize is that nowhere in Scripture are we told to celebrate the birth of the Messiah. When the Roman emperors Constantine and Theodosius, who were sun worshippers, decided to make Christianity the official religion, they mixed the beliefs of sun and false god worship in order to convert the pagans. They chose December 25th because it was around the time of the winter solstice when the sun started its ascent and days became longer. There's so much information and articles on this that can't all get covered in a short video, but the whole thing is based on false mighty ones and sun worship, and Scripture backs it all up. Thus said Yahuwah, do not learn the way of the nations, and do not be awed by the signs of the heavens, for the nations are awed by them. For the customs of these people are worthless. For one cuts a tree from the forest, work for the hands of a craftsman with a cutting tool. They beautify it with silver and gold. They strengthen it with nails and hammers so that it does not topple. Jeremiah 10:2-4. And these verses say it perfectly. Being awed by the signs in the heavens, they're talking about the nations watching the sun and the sky and being awed by what's happening up there. The traditions of cutting trees and decorating them. It's all right there in Scripture. Unless you lift up your eyes to the heavens and shall see the sun and the moon and the stars, all the host of the heavens, and you be drawn away into bowing down to them and serving them, which Yahuwah your Elohim has allotted to all the peoples under the heavens. Deuteronomy 4:19. Why do you think it is that every major religion in the world has some type of luminary as their symbol? Christianity is no different.
If we truly follow the Bible and the Messiah and believe in the Most High when he tells us not to serve him the way the other nations serve their gods, and if we're being true to his word and keeping his commandments, the first one being, you will have no other mighty ones before him, How then can we celebrate something like Christmas, which is just Saturn worship with a name change? Is it not in direct defiance of what he has told us not to do? Ask yourself, are you doing what he wants or are you doing what you want? I mean, really think about it. Scripture is clear. We are not supposed to serve the Most High the way we want to. We're supposed to serve him the way he told us to. We are warned by Yahusha about partaking in the traditions of men. Yet so many people who say they worship the Most High and follow the Messiah continue to partake in these traditions. Romans 12:2 says, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Elohim." So ask yourself again, by celebrating these traditions of men, are you doing what is good and acceptable in the sight of the Most High? Take some time to reflect. Shalom.